Hello and welcome to Hack with Elvis. Today I'm going to deal with a question that many beginners in cybersecurity tend to ask me. How do I start a cybersecurity career? What certifications should I take? Where should I even practice Minecraft? And how do I develop myself in cybersecurity? We are going to learn the journey from moving from a beginner to becoming an expert so that you can grow in this field. Without much ado, let's begin. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Please like our video and share for others to also follow. Let's dive straight into the cybersecurity roadmap. Cybersecurity, from my perspective, will be divided into 4 sections. Those that are into vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, those that are into regulatory and compliance, those that are into security operations center activities, and those that are into bug bounty. You often find these jobs being the common ones among all the other jobs that you can find. I'd like us to quickly look at what jobs are available and what you need to fit into that role. We start off with the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing field. Let me zoom in a little. The vulnerability assessment and penetration testing guys are the people you usually see in movies doing the cool stuff. See them typing on the keyboard and voila, they are in a network or they've hacked a web application. To be able to do some of these things, it takes time because you would have to understand web applications and how they work. You would have to understand network security, and you have to understand APIs and mobile apps, including those found on the cloud. Usually, people tend to think that hacking is a 5 minutes activity, a 10 minutes activity, and they are in as they see in the movies. However, this isn't always the case. It sometimes takes 3 months, 6 months, 1 year before people are able to hack into systems. To get into this field, you can start off by learning what web applications are, the technologies behind web applications, the protocols behind it. So for example, the HTTP methods, the headers, and a lot more about web applications. The infrastructure that is hosting the web application, the server technology that is being used, for example, Nginx and Apache. You have to be able to have a very strong understanding of some of these things in order to now look for vulnerabilities in them. To pen test a network, you may have to get a very good background in networking, especially how devices on a network communicate. You can also learn about Active Directories, and you may also have to learn about other devices within a network, such as the DNS server, printers on the network, and so many other things that you may not have thought of. You may also have to learn about database security, how to close and open ports, how to search for vulnerabilities within softwares that are operating on the network or services on the network. It takes a long time to be able to master these crafts. And so one should not be in a hurry to try and be a cool hacker as he or she saw in a particular movie. To get into this field, you can take some of the courses that I've outlined here. One is a Certified Ethical Hacking course from EC Council. You can also take the EJPT from INE. You can take the PNPT from TCM, the OSCP, one of the most respected certifications in cyber, now OSCP Plus. You can take the CCSP, which is a cloud certificate. It's vendor neutral, and so when you take it, you will learn both AWS and Azure. You can also take CompTIA Security Plus and Network Plus in order to have a very strong understanding about these fields. There are several other certifications in this field, and Some are specific to say mobile application or specific to say API security testing. In terms of API security testing, you can check out API Sec University and you be amazed what you find. It is beginner friendly, and so you will learn from scratch. Now, the next part of people I would like to talk about are those that are into security operations. What work do they do? They are the people that monitor the network, analyze it, and check to see if there is any malicious activity happening on the network. So these people are usually called the blue team. They are trained to detect hacking activities or malicious activities that may be happening on the network. We have the first one to be SOC analyst. We have digital forensic analyst. We have incident response handlers. And then we have threat analysts. These people are solely in charge of making sure that if somebody is trying to hack a network, they can identify it and prevent it. Incident response is about trying to find out how a hacking incident happened. They're usually the first responders that you call when your computer or your network gets hacked. Threat analysts are those that are actively searching the internet for new threats and how they are attacking systems. They learn about the tactics, techniques, and procedures that threat actors use. They are actively engaged in helping to provide information about new tactics and how to stop them. On the cyber roadmap, the next part of it are those that are in charge of governance, regulatory, and compliance. These guys are usually the ones that deal with policies and procedures within a certain organization. So the common ones that you actually find are the ones that deal with ISO standards. Those that deal with ISO standards. For specific ones, we can talk about ISO 27001. We can talk about ISO 22301, ISO 42001. ISO 27001 is about information security management. To be able to abide or have a very good information security, you must have policies that will guide the organization. ISO 27001 is that policy that will help guide them as to what they should do in order to make sure that all the systems are safe. We also have ISO 22301, which is about business continuity. So in case your system gets attacked, how do you restore services? That is ISO 22301. ISO 42001 is also about AI systems, and it talks about how to implement AI in the right way, because usually people integrate AI in a very unsafe way and are able to hack the AI to give you even database values. Another regulatory and compliance framework that we know of is the GDPR. For EU countries and even those that are not EU members but have their information on places around EU. We also have HIPAA, which is also about health information protection, that people's health information records be protected at all times. We also have central bank regulations. For every country, they have central banks, and the central banks always issue regulations. It is the duty of those that are into JRC, governance, regulatory, and compliance, to make sure that the organization abide by these regulations. We also have other sector-specific regulations, like say those that are in the oil industry have their sector-specific regulation in terms of cybersecurity. Another one that we have is the CERT, C-E-R-T. C-E-R-T. Most countries have this body to be able to help the normal company or industries within their nations to be able to, one, detect and prevent attacks. So they issue out guidelines that people must follow. So we have one in US, we have one in Ghana, and many other places. So the SET is the one in charge of some of these things. If you go to India, they have SET and all that. To be able to work in such places, or to be able to fill the role of a governance, regulatory, and compliance, you will need certifications such as CC, PECB, CISA, CISM, and CISSP. With the PECB, they have various certifications, including ones that are on lead implementer and lead auditors for the ISO standards. So if anything that has to do with ISO standards, I will recommend PECB. Now, the last aspect of this is bug bounty. In bug bounty, we are talking about people who devote all their time to programs or software that have been created by companies and networks that the companies have allowed that people can come and hack them and receive rewards. So the company opens up itself that, hey, my name is Tesla and I've opened up my network and I want people to come and hack my network to help me identify vulnerabilities within my network. We call this bug bounty programs. For that, to be able to start a bug bounty journey, I recommend that you go to YouTube and search for these three names: Tom Nom Nom, Nahamsek, and Jason Haddix or Jay Haddix. These are very great guys within the bug bounty community that want to always share their knowledge with the other people. Now, if you have interest in cybersecurity, usually it is good you start from somewhere. People usually ask, where can I learn or practice my skill? So for that, there are platforms where you can learn. One of them is Hackvisor. Others are TryHackMe and Hack the Box. These three platforms provide you with educational content and what we call CTFs, meaning capture the flag, where you solve challenges to improve your skill every day. Start off with easy machines before you go on to medium, hard, and then probably insane machines someday. There are free resources where you can start from. For example, if you want to start from web application pen test, Portswigger is your best bet to understanding web application pen test. Another platform where you can also learn web application pen test is TCM Security. Check out their courses on web applications. They are great resources. There are other places where you can also find free content, like on YouTube. You can get very good content on that. Apart from that, you can also look at bug bounty reports that have been shared online. If you type bug bounty report explained, you will find a lot of bug bounty reports and how they found the vulnerabilities. The last one I'll recommend for you to develop your skill is to go for internship programs where you get to learn hands-on and real-world activities with professionals. If you are in Ghana or Africa, then I would recommend these two institutions for you: Educate Africa and Invitech Global. Educate Africa, EDUC8 Africa, EDUC8 Africa. Search for them on social media. They're a great institution that help train these up and coming professionals. They have people that are well versed and have expertise in them. We also have Invitech Global. Invitech Global, they have a very good curriculum for teaching ethical hacking and penetration testing and other courses too. Check them out. And if you want to reach out to me for any advice, my doors are always opened. Thank you. Please like our video, share, and please send your comments that you may have. If you didn't understand any aspect, you can share your comments and I'll respond to it. Thank you and see you in the next video.